Hello, I am live. Welcome. While people come on in, I will share a couple of updates. Yay, I am Josie. Welcome. You're welcome to subscribe to my channel for updates for further videos. And I am excited that next week on Tuesdays for the next 6 weeks, I'll be recording the first course for D-School on Patreon, which is a free school for upcoming courses. I'm really excited to do this, and it's a bit of my decapitalized next step, which is to give a full free school in order to develop intuitive development as well as connections with spirit and remembering your crafts and gifts that you carry within. And so the first course that is starting on Tuesday, I am doing it a little different just to kind of introduce you all to D-School. So I will be recording them and then sharing them up here on YouTube for everyone. And this first course will be called In Relations with Spirit, to support deepening or furthering your connections with your ancestors, with the ancients of the lands, and all of that good stuff. So that's coming up on Tuesday. If you're so definitely subscribe if you're in the mood to do a course on your own time. And other than that, today we are doing some collective group tarot. So it was neat when I first came on. There's going to be some dogs barking. I think someone's passing by. When I first came on and got the nudge to do these tarot readings, I, of course, even thought that they were weekly. And then last week I went on and, of course, Spirit was like, nope, the live didn't even work. Like the webcam didn't turn on. This is kind of the fun thing. And I'm like, oh. And I was feeling, I'm like, okay, the message was quite deep. Like I'm still moving through it. And they're like, so move through it still. And it was something, when I come into committing to come in here and show up for y'all, right? Like I love schedule. And so me here first thinking it would be weekly, but now to confirm it's bi-weekly, and it seems to be working out with the new and the full moons cycles, which is very cool. So today I'm connecting with you May 23rd. This is the full moon. And I look forward to seeing what will arise for the next couple weeks. And as you see with these readings, the pace is different, right? There's 3 cards, but as you see, there's quite a lot that when we are working in syncing with the collective earth rhythms and the cycles, that of course our pace in things would be gentler, and so anyways, that's enough of all of that. And today I am guided to work with the This Might Hurt Tarot deck. Okay, so this is the deck that I'll be working with for the tarot. And I'll start with some Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. They're kind of calling out by Kyle Gray. And, oh, neat. We're going into also the Plant Spirit Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll. Okay, so those are a couple cards that we're speaking already. If you are wishing now to listen in to this, you're welcome to always pause when needed, to return to it as you digest, or to review. I love to review so that I find once I first listen, right, then maybe a couple days later I'll tap into, oh, right, what was this about that card, or what was this about this? So definitely take this at your own pace. Welcome. Let's just take a moment to ground and connect. So, as you see, I always bring my kind of grounding stone. This is one that I brought from the Georgian Bay. It's about a walk from my house. So, let's just take a moment to center. And thank you for asking if I take questions. Rube, what I'm intending to do for this collective tarot, it's like tapping into global energy, right? And sharing directive and support for us in how to sync and how to kind of move in tandem with the cycles of the earth and the cycles that are happening around us. So let's see. I'm curious, like if you bring in questions, it would be more so for sure for like a larger scale, right? So this is not a personal reading. I do personal readings privately, and this will be for the collective. But thank you for that question. Let's just take a moment to ground. You're welcome to tap into and connect to something that is from the earth, be it a stone, be it some wood, be it a plant, even just by drinking some water. And allowing yourself just have some breaths as you center, listening to the sounds that are around you, the sounds of the wonders of the flux and the flows of life. Allowing yourself to sharpen your listening. To see how you naturally will first listen in to your breath, to your body, to your being. Into the earth-based piece that you are connecting to even breathe into that stone or into that piece of wood. Breathe with that plant. Syncing your rhythm with the earth. And if you haven't felt rooted recently, to let yourself plant yourself deep into the connection to the earth. Almost as if you're breathing and traveling into the soil below you, around the rocks. Open to the connection of our earth, to the rhythms and the cycles of our people. I welcome the ancients of the earth to support in sharing with us how we can move most gently, most sweetly within these next weeks, forwards and ahead. Mm. Beautiful. Welcome. Mm. The energies are deep. We're being asked to go deep. I'm interested to see. Ooh. So, some first oracle guidance from nature as well as ancestors. The cards that came are Fire Guardian, ignite your passion. Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. In the night, be brave and honest. Wow. Ooh, okay. Hemlock has arrived. Nature, connection, cycles. And regeneration, hope, renewal, growth. Deep gratitude to this message and these messages. I thank you for this visual support to what is coming through. It is neat for in my ancestor circle that is accessible actually on Patreon as a membership. We go in an ancestral ceremony each month and around the full moon. And ours occurred actually last night. And what arose within this was a lot actually about fire. And we even spoke of this in the tarot last new moon, in 2 weeks ago or so, of the law of resistance and the energy of the resistance to the status quo that is rippling through all of us right now. Is the energy almost felt like a good burn, a good flame, like when you raise and burn ground to promote new soil growth, right? Even I was thinking of like I just recently was working on preparing my garden beds for the season, and I got like this massive shipment of soil, and the soil though was this beautiful mix, of course, of manure and compost and topsoil, black earth, and how they ensured that it was weed free is, of course, they burned it, right? There is fire is actually, there is a regenerative quality to fire. And so it's neat. I thank you for reminding me that now, yes, cycles of the earth are going to be much longer and drawn out. So this is going, hey. So we are still in that. We're still in this burn, in this and with in that fire, as things are starting to regenerate, as things will start to alchemize, then how are you kind of fueling and continuing to fuel that fire? And I'm almost seeing like they're showing me like, how are you like placing wood, right? Like the just think if you had to keep a fire burning for a very long time. And many fire keepers and indigenous elders do this, right? That you're continuously feeding a fire and keeping it lit. It never goes out. That you would continuously have to get into like a good rhythm to support you and going, okay, when do I need to start to feed it? When do I need to feed it now? And then allow it to blaze, breathe into it, right? And so I'm getting that type of energy with specifically for sure these cards of reminding you, it's like, it's not that ignite your passion, right? Like we are lit. We are in a really major alchemical transmutative time. And much is going to shift and change. You can hear it. Rah! Much is going to shift and change, Paco. Yeah. And it will. Much will shift and change, and the passion is, inspiration. I'm even thinking of this kind of back when I was teaching yoga, and there would be like so many teachers that we would joke that we were just like teaching to train, right? That we would, all the money that we would make for teaching yoga, we would go and then like pay for another training, pay for something else to learn, right? Because learning with other teachers and learning further in that practice allowed actually to stoke our fire, allowed to bring us more inspiration into then our practice. So it's that type of thing. They're kind of like, if you're just wanting inspiration to hit in the midst of this chaos and this big raise, so to speak, this big fire cycle, it's not like you're just going to wake up one day and be like, oh yay, I'm inspired. Oh, today I'm not inspired, and see if it goes up and down and wait for that thing. If is it ever going to, it's going to inject me with inspiration to go forward and do things. Well, that inspiration needs to be fueled. And so there's a steady effort of energy exchange. And this is kind of neat with this trader card. It's kind of like the energy that you put out, slow, regular efforts. And I'm getting like, it could be, again, like planting your garden, weeding your garden, or it could be, walking your dog, taking out the garbage. But it's like finding within our days kind of a very steady effort of that we're putting our energy out and opening to receive, right, the energy in return, kind of like this wondrous interaction between us and our surroundings, between us and nature, and asking us to kind of so it's not that we're efforting hard to be empirical freaking bleh, right? It's going, wait, we are living in the midst of this flux. How the hell do we still get to not feel that? Then it's almost like they're sharing visually this like energy of this very kind of tired and dejected and forlorn person in the midst of like a blazing fire all around them. It's like, with all the things that are going on, it's really imperative to check in with your flame, check in with your be it life force, be it the ignition of your inspiration or passionate drive. And the neat thing with this, when it says ignite, right, this is not a we see that well, we are currently witnessing multiple genocides around the world. My emotions on a daily basis could move from like, I'm seeing horrific images crying into the earth or crying into the fire. Um, and then also potentially feeling really irritated that like maybe that our government's not doing something about it, or that like there's such kind of gaslighting and bullshit around it still. So there's almost an uncertainty of how to direct anger and grief within this kind of flaming thing. And so what happens sometimes is that we're going to then feel more isolated, more alone, more uninspired, and potentially more reactive. And so there's this, they're asking for, I'm going, remember to fuel your fire. Okay. And how do we fuel your fire? And this is very neat. I posted this right at the beginning of I think probably mid-October, of igniting, of how to tend to your flame on I think it was an Instagram post, and tending to your flame, and remembering that to stoke and to feed your fire is to, it's not there to it's feeding yourself good food, spending quality time with people that you care about, getting extra hugs, talking real talk to people, sharing your concerns and the difficulties. It's that the stoking of our flame is ensuring that we are being fed for within our heart. So that is something that is also going to be incredibly important and very supportive in keeping your flame lit in the midst of a massive raise, in the midst of a massive change. I love seeing the night. Well, because one of my past lives, I was also a knight, and it's, so I feel the energy of that, of the commitment of that, the dedication to support life, to protect, specifically in the Knight's Manifesto, it was like to protect women and children, to you know what I mean, to protect and support life, to ensure that people were cared for, and that was what made them go forward and do all these wild and brave and courageous things. Right? Was this intense desire to support life, as well as to support women and children, that like the next generations, right? To ensure that they were alive. And how interesting that with that we are in the midst of seeing so many women and children being unalived, for no, like, it doesn't, like, you know what I mean, the reasoning, there's no freaking reason. And so seeing the amount of this, it's almost like going, remember that is stoking your desire to protect life. That is, what is your commitment to life? What is your commitment to ensuring the care of our people, of humanity. And so this stoking of, this is an interesting passion and an ignition here. It's saying, like, keep with that, keep being truthful, keep being honest about, keep sharing your voice, keep it's almost like they're sharing, this is a tipping point. It is time to speak loud, to speak true, be honest, and fuck all the rest. Okay, I'm curious about tarot. I've been here even just tapping into, thank you, ancestors and nature, for sharing some. And we will now get a past, present, future. So 3 cards with tarot to support us of what we are releasing or potentially leaving from past, what to support us in the now, and how and where will we be moving forwards to? Okay. Dogs are having fun today. Glad this isn't a meditation anymore. I thank you. I thank you for always dealing with all the animals and all the life that I enjoy having around me. Hey, Buckle. I'm reading a tarot deck right now. Yeah, I'm online. You got to be quiet. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Holy shit. Okay, interesting. Okay, I need to fill you in first. The new moon cards. Let me see. I think I still have them. I was working with Tarot del Fuego and the new moon. Okay. Yes. This is cool. In the new moon, we were releasing work around the Lovers. I was in the past placement. The Hermit was in the present. And the Fool was in the future. Okay. Just to kind of recap from last time. Now, thank you. Oh, the Hanged Man has been hanging around for a long time this year. So the Hanged Man, this kind of almost stasis as we are looking at humanity, looking at the caca. It's like, yeah, we've woken up to it. We see what colonization has done. We see what capitalism has done now on a much larger scale. We see that there are so many in placements of power within our silly systems that are not right. They're protecting and emphatically supporting life, women and children, and those in need. So this is that's why I'm kind of just like, yeah, okay. So I think people are starting to get it. If this is what we're starting to release within this full moon, is going human, like the majority of humanity, even if they might not be talking about this shit, they are seeing it. They might just not be speaking of it. And so now, do you remember the Fool? Fool was in the future. We are now in the Fool. We are now in this. And then in the future placement is the Page of Swords. Wow. Okay. So this is they're kind of my spirit team is very honest, and I practice more and more to be super truthful, and they're sharing almost like oh gosh, this is even reminding me of a tarot I did even like the end of last year, which was showing kind of like this reversed really like pristine in meditation, all aligned, right? Like super aware, ascended, all of this type of stuff. This is what it reminds me of. It's like, do you see how there's like they're really drawing me around the energy around this head. It's like this enlightened being that's hanging upside down completely. And so it's like the remember like from 2012 2010, right? Like this insurgence of like seeking and focusing on getting further and further enlightenment, and this expanded into massive amount of spiritual bypassing and so many more, like a whole spiritual industry that I discovered online. Oh my goodness, that is there to almost like differentiate. It was like different languaging, different everything, so that only if you were at this enlightened stage, you would understand what they're talking about. And they're like, yeah, well, what have they been doing about this? And this is kind of what has that in massive level of enlightenment, or transcending the earthly plane, spending time just up in this, up in the, in, like, you know what I mean, up in the consciousness, up in the head, up in the awareness and connection to also ethers and stars, is without, how are they connected to the earth? Like, they're literally tied to the earth to remind them, hello, where are you now? And so, in seeing this in the past, this is quite interesting. It's almost sharing, it's like, do you see that, all of that, like, seeking further and further and further enlightenment and beyond, was continuing to distance and distance and distance and distance yourself from humanity, from living, and in the world. And why do we have to live in the world even if we don't like it? It's so that we can get our hands dirty. Remember that steady effort that they were speaking about, that steady effort and ignition of our passion of supporting life. So, right? We want steady effort. We need to be tactile now so that we can change shit, right? And that happens in your home. That happens in your communities. That happens how you're doing and you're moving and you're breathing and you're interacting and communicating, and not hanging anymore, contemplating the meanings of things, because the meanings of things, we're in a new, we're right here, we're right where we need to be. We are starting together, we're starting fresh together now, right? So it's like, wherever you might have been hanging out waiting for like the next something, it's like, everyone untangle yourself, get your feet on the ground, and look at this. I love how he said, get your feet on the ground. And then there's even one walking into air. One walking into air. This gorgeous fool. This fool that knows that they are in, like, they came. Now, this is the neat thing. The zero card, right? That even before human, what was there? Oh yes, mountains and earth and plants and animals and all of this beautiful thing. And now they're like, all right, we are part of this. We are all working together on the same goal, right? It's like the animals and the plants and the trees and the water and the rocks and us. More of us have tapped into that relationship to the four elements and plus one, so that then you can feel that you are walking in tandem with. And I see why we were kind of setting up for these cyclical tarot, like, or a collective tarot of connecting into these cycles of nature, right? Is we're in it. It's going like, okay, can you let go of like the need to trajectorize yourself somewhere else right now? And really, like, remember, even at the beginning of this message, it was like, plug yourself in deep, root yourself in, plant yourself here. This is freaking our home. This is the thing we're protecting. This is the thing that we're caring for. This is the thing that we're ensuring that there is still life on this planet forwards. This is where we need to be. Woo! Ha, 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 ha. And the Page of Swords going, hey, hey, hey. Yes. Yes. There's going to be new ideas. Yes. There's going to be potentially also those ideas that will come in conversation. It's one, you might not always be the messenger. The message might also come to you. Maybe this is the message today. Who knows, right? It's like, but the swords is a mind, right? This is air. This is the mind. And it's so neat of how I was sharing, like, we were in the mind and we're now getting into the earth, getting into the tactile, getting into like the day to day of going, how the hell do we work and live differently to step out of these cycles that are harming us? This is big work, I love it. I'm getting stoked. I'm getting filtered. But yes, so they're like, there is going to, of course, be perspective shifts that will still come. There is going to still be new ideas that you will right. Everyone, we want to get passion. We want to get stoked. These ideas will come. And if they're not coming right now, can you simmer down? Can you chill out a bit? Right? Like the speed of the ideas, the speed. I'm even thinking of like the speed of the news right now that we're receiving, the speed of decisions, big decisions that are making decisions of like of a country acknowledging Palestine as a state. Like these are big things that are happening quick, 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 quick. And so it's almost then you might tap into that and go, I need to make my big decisions quick, 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 quick as well, because there's so much information coming out. And it's like, take a pause. We're in a regenerative time. We are just keep steady efforts, committed and truthful to what you are promoting and supporting in your life. Allow yourself to now this energy exchange, right? I've shared the energy exchange between human and the earth, but also this is even the exchange I'm getting even of conversation and communication, right? Discovering, all right, if we're stepping out of capitalistic ideas, this makes much more sense, doesn't it? Doesn't it, right? Is to go, there's going to be different ways for us to trade and to barter and to support our communities. I see this almost kind of going like little localized projects to start to see, and then potentially might actually filter into your business, kind of like what it's doing with mine with the D school, right? Is that was the whole idea. I was like, I love I've studied and learned about energy for my entire life. I want to share this information, and I don't want to capitalize on it. I just want to share it, and that's kind of like was the whole purpose. And this is the energy of that. It's like, what do you just want to share beyond, like, and this is a fun thing. The first steps of starting to step out of the capitalistic cycle is going, right, like we've been so conditioned for all of our ideas to be marketable for money, all of the new ideas or all of the new ways to potentially contribute to the capitalist cycle. But this is going, whoa, wait, let's start getting creative. And the way we're going to start getting creative is in the communities, in the conversations, the ways that you'll start to go, hey, I'm going to do this, and then you'll do this. It's kind of like, even today with my housemate, like I was like, hey, I'll plant some grass for, that we need. And what do? They'll do like the vacuuming in inside, because these are wondrous ways of supporting, right? Supporting things, is discovering the things that you, I want to share this. I want to do this. And that's the type of steady effort. That's the type of steady effort that we need to bring into our days, is going, what do you really, really want to share? And not to freak out if ignition and inspiration doesn't hit right away. Do the steady little efforts, meaning do the steady little things that bring you fulfillment. Those types of efforts, share those things, and potentially start to have conversations, discover new ways of supporting each other in community. I'm excited. Ooh, okay. Just double checking if there is anything else prior to closing. Some of you haven't done your full moon kind of ceremonies or connections. There is just a message for sure. If you're needing to do some release work around kind of how you've been perceiving your place in humanity, in relationship to it, to call in the ancients as well as to call in the birds, the spirits of the birds. They will kind of blanket and share certain information and support some alchemical work. Definitely also, as I shared with my own full moon, kind of our ancestral ceremony recently was a fire ceremony. So, but if you're familiar with those, definitely to work with that. And on top of that, hello, I'm just closing up this collective tarot, so you're welcome to review it on replay. But yeah, so we definitely be releasing some things that are not necessary anymore in the disconnection between you, humanity, and the earth. And now we are in a time, we're in a time that is so new, but now we it's kind of like you can be a petulant child, or you can be like all that you carry, the elder, the you as well as the child, and bring all of that with you as we embark on supporting more life on this planet and supporting better rhythms, better ways of interaction between us, each other, and our communities. And then to trust that when you least expect it, because that is the delight swiftness of the energy of this card in days that to come or in weeks to come, is that there will be some very clear kind of like I just get it. It's like a very swift, like, yep, this is the way. This is it. There will be a lot of really, and this is kind of exciting because that means if there's almost like a collective energy of this moving in towards more messages and new ideas, right? We might start to see this on a larger scale. So look out to and see the people that inspire you and the people that you feel connected to yes, just communicate. Strong thing of communication, stoking your fire, and consistent regular effort in exchanging what you wish to offer to the earth, to each other, while opening to receive. And it's not just receiving money, right? Abundance. Now, this is the neat thing with abundance. Abundance is always talked of as prosperity, but tapping into the energy of abundance is like the wealth and the riches of the wisdom that your ancestors have shared with you and you carry within your bones, right? That's abundance. Tapping into and remembering that we carry enough. And then as we step out and communicate with others, they carry enough, and we can all share enough to support new things occurring. So, I just got into connected to that energy. So if I trailed somewhere, yeah. But I thank you. I thank you for this. And may we check in. We'll check in around the new moon in a couple weeks. You can come back onto this channel live and bring your questions about humanity and the world if you want. I'm open to that. And most definitely starting next week, if you're interested, I will be bringing on a course for all 6 weeks of in connecting and furthering your relations with spirit, which seems quite timely in this. Quite timely. Thank you, dear Earth. Thank you, dear ancients and ancestors. Thank you, body. Allow yourself to give gratitude and to share deep reverence to the elements, to your body, to all those that you care about at this time where we can then stoke and open to, yes, we can stoke all directions. I love this. In all directions. So I'm having from this even some hope of some shifts, some changes, even on some larger scales and larger levels. Okay. Let me know how it goes. And I will connect with you soon. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye. And thank you, Paco, for being super chill, right? Not so much. Bye.